see from your side that really explains that record tonight?
First of all, we were absolutely spot on from first second in the game. We played a wonderful first half. It was clear it will be a very intense game. You could see it already with the lineup of Arsenal. Okay, Mesut Özil was not in, Sanchez was not in, but pretty much the rest, apart from the last row, kind of striker. It was clear a few countered. We need to have an eye on the counter attacks and all that stuff. Both teams tried to play high pressure. That was a reason for a lot of long balls, which made sense. But after winning the second ball, both teams tried to play football, and especially in the first half, we did better. We played really good, created wonderful chances, and scored only 2 times. We could have scored more in the first half. But then it was clear that there will come a response from Arsenal, and especially when Alexis Sanchez then is on the pitch. He's on one side he's a world-class player, no doubt about this. On the other side, it's completely different to Welbeck, for example. That's not mean better or worse. It's only different. And it took, I would say, 5 minutes, but they felt actually like 50 to adapt to the situation, because they had already 2 big chances then in the beginning of second half. So we needed Simon and a little bit of luck in this moment, but control the game then again. And then it was clear, if nothing, if no coincidence, whatever happens, then we will have a chance for a counter attack. And so it was really intense. So they scored the goal after, I think, Roberto Firmino goes down in their box, and I think we blocked the ball from Sanchez, Ragnar Klavan, before we scored the third one. So you can see it was a long way to go for all the goals. It was very intense between these 2 boxes, and it was good again.
As well as the performance psychologically, what difference does it make to move back into the top 4 now?
A lot. No, unfortunately, I spoke already to, it feels like 20 different television. So that makes it more difficult to say exactly the same once again, but I try. I said to the boys before the game that because we had a really hard week, we in kind of directly after the game, I found a few words, and it was not asking for friendships, if you want. So it was pretty clear. Next day we made the analyze, which was nothing to enjoy for me when I did it, and not for the boys when they saw it. But there was a point in the week when we actually had to finish the Leicester game. It was absolutely exceptional. It was not that. It was, how I said, we lost games and we played not well in all the games. But in this game, so many bad individual performances, and it's really difficult to win a football game. But it was frustrating. But I said to the boys, we are kind of the roller coaster of the league, because a lot of ups, and meanwhile, too many downs. But only if you are really silly, then you have the bad things more influence on yourself than the good things. And so we have to remind ourselves on the good things, and we are ready to go again if we want. Because how you can imagine, and when you make an analyze like this, and then you have to, and then you watch training, or you then have training, and you see the training, you think, okay, that didn't help, obviously, in kind of getting confidence back. That's then not the nicest moment. Weather was not too cool, rainy in training, and then it was not clear that we will perform like we performed tonight. But the boys showed again what they're capable of, and I said it a few times now, I don't like the fact that inconsistency is part of the deal in a development. Usually you win games and you lose against the big teams, because at the beginning of when they are one level, then you can beat them. But when they are at a higher level, they are smarter, more experienced, then you lose the games. Yeah, we've chosen obviously another way, and but it's still, how I said, part of the deal, and we know that we have to keep on going, and we will.
Yes. circumstances didn't start for Arsenal? And what was the reaction of the team?
I'm 17 years manager, I think, and I'm really not surprised about any lineups in my life. Only if somebody broke his leg last week and is and he starts, then I think, oh, I want to meet a doctor. So no, I don't. Because we always make an analyze without knowing who's playing, and you can imagine. Of course, we did it with Alexis Sanchez in the lineup, but when Giroud is on the pitch, then that's a different game because they cross. I don't know how often or more often they cross then, but they do it. Makes sense. So for us was not a big advantage, and I said, of course, Alexis had a big impact in the game. But first of all, because we had to adapt to it. I think when he starts, then we could have had already better solutions from the beginning.
Yeah, at what point in the week did you think you might get a reaction like that? Was it only when they went out today, or was there a point on Thursday or Friday where you thought...
Actually, no. Look, how I said it was 17 years as a manager, and the sort of worst training weeks in my life, and the best performance of the weekend, and the other way around, unfortunately. So that's not a law. So, but if I would have, what I didn't, but I would have thought after Wednesday, if we can win against Arsenal, the answer would have been no. If you would have asked me on Thursday, I'm not sure. On Friday, I knew yes, we can. So that's how it is. So but. Yeah, we came back. Things, information. Yes, they are on its way, and then you need to. Reaction is not, especially in a football team, not for all of them the same. They're individuals. So. Yeah, this. But even then, it was not clear that it will happen. Performance tonight it should be not a surprise because boys played already a few times like this.
Final question, John.
Was Adam Lallana important today? He sets your tone, doesn't he?
Look, when we are compact, and then Adam is really nice to have Adam because he jumps out of compact formation and triggers the pressure or whatever, or set the tone, how you say. The problem is, and that's in a few games really like this, when we're not compact and Adam does the same, and he opens a gap for the opponent, and it's a one-on-one in a big area, and we cannot win all these things. So today, we were, as a group, really compact, what we wanted to be, because stability is the base for everything, and we wanted to be stable today. So we worked really well in these parts together, and then Adam, it's nice to have him then in this role.
Okay, thanks guys. We'll do the Mondays and then that.